Hello, welcome to the first edition of Wiiviews 2007. Today we will be reviewing Red Steel. Red Steel was originally a launch title for the Wii. I got my Wii a couple weeks ago. Well, not weeks, excuse me, days, and I decided to pick up Red Steel along with it. Red Steel looks, graphic-wise, a good game. It has the destructible environments, and it has some pretty good explosions and fire effects. Probably some of the best that I've ever seen. When you're playing this game, you do, in a way, feel like you're in it, but that's not necessarily a good thing, but we'll get into that later. The game has a very Pulp Fiction-esque kind of feel to it, and it's really just there. You really don't understand what's going on some of the times, but we'll also get on to that a little later. The game is kind of, it feels rushed, to be honest with you. It feels like, launch day was coming and they didn't have enough time to put everything in it. Which is kind of a disappointment, I guess, but it depends on what kind of gamer you are. Right, the control system is a little out of whack. It doesn't do what you tell it to do. A little move to the left or the right will send your point of view just totally out of control, and that's when you get shot. The slowing times can also be slow sometimes, but here is another one of the problems. The still cutscenes, which are another reason why I think the game was rushed. These are just subtitled scenes, and you need the subtitles because most of it is in Japanese. I guess Europeans wanted to try to make it a little realistic. Europe, if you're gonna make a Japanese game, at least have Japanese people help you make it, because this is totally out of whack. Now here's probably one of the best parts of the game that I wish you could just do the whole game. This is a sword fight, but this is a training sword fight. Those are wooden swords, and this is after you find, I guess, your master, what you would call, maybe a guru, sensei, whatever. He teaches you more in depth to use the swords. And this is a pretty good little sword fight right here. I mean, the sword controls don't do exactly what you do, but most of the time they do work well. They are way better than the guns. Take it from me, if this game was all sword fighting, this would probably get around an 8.0. But it's not, sadly. The game doesn't make sense. I mean, it's your classic hero with a little bit of a twist. I mean, your fiance gets kidnapped, your father-in-law is old, like, Yakuza lord that you never knew about. Here's probably one of the greatest scenes in the game. Look, right there, the glitch. He's just shaking there. His arm is just caught in the wall, kind of. That's what I really don't understand with this game. But to go into more, I've heard someone else call it this before in another one of their reviews, and I really liked it. This essentially is the whorehouse level. Right there, you see her? Yeah, but the aiming system, the game really doesn't cut it. So now let's get into my ratings. If you could just hold on 1 second. This game would be pretty good for a launch title, that is. Definitely not as good as an Xbox 360 game or anything like that. But, it's pretty decent. The graphics I would give about a 7 out of 10, and, glitchy, but pretty good. Good for a Wii. Definitely a step up from a GameCube. The controls are 5 out of 10 or 7 out of 10, depending on your skill with the Wiimote. My skill falls in between there. I'm about a 6, 6.5, but the good thing about this is you can edit, I guess, the sensitivity of the controls, but it really doesn't do much. The gameplay is about a 6 out of 10, So I gave it an overall a 6.5 out of 10. On a scale of unpassable, mediocre, barely passable, passable, and great, it gets a barely passable. Good for a launch title.